Hello there, I'm Mr. Saim Shutarik. Today we'll be solving October-November 2018. This is P2. You work for Air Tawara and will create a database to analyze data about the flights from Tawara City airports. Dates are to be displayed in the format 12th January, which is DD MMMM YYY. All times are to be displayed in HHMM format and are set to GMT Greenwich Mean Time. You must use most efficient methods to solve each task. You're required to create an evidence document, place your name, send number. Don't forget to do this. Examine the data files, airport cabins, crew, and 18 flights. Air Tawara has decided that all field names must be short, meaningful, consistent in style, and contain no spaces. Create a relational database and normalize to the third normal form. Okay, these are my files. So basically I have to really inspect the files quite thoroughly, and then I will decide. If you look at this N18 crew code, obviously I can add a heading to this crew code. I'll just leave it like this. This will help me to make a relationship. If I look at N18 flight, I have the flight number over here, which can be used, or I could even use over here is the crew, right? I could use the crew column as a foreign key, or I could use the flight number as a foreign key. If you look over here, I have crew code that could be used as a foreign key. I have my payroll number, okay, of the employee to be used as your primary key. If you look at this table, I have the flight number, I have a arrival airport code and airport name. What we can do is, frankly, we can make another table out of this table that you can see over here, which is N18 airports. We could have another table, which would be arrival airport code and airport name out of this. So basically, we will be having 5 tables over here through which we have to make relationship, right? So in order to save time, I'll just open up the file. So one by one I'll explain you what I've done. I've imported N18 flights. Here you go. This one. Okay. So I have flight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields that I've imported, as you can see over here. As it is, I've imported. If you look at the design view of this, I have not set no primary key over here at all. Yeah, you can set a compound key over here. What I mean is, what I mean to say is that look at the flight number, departure on, and departure at. Okay, so if I want to distinguish these 3 records, my flight number will not help me to distinguish the records. Yeah, but if I include the flight number and the departure on and the departure at, let's say, okay, um, or probably the crew, or probably the arrival on, 3 fields, they will be different. Okay, so because my dates are different, okay, I cannot set my departure on date as a primary key. I can't do that, so I can set up a compound key over here to uniquely distinguish every record if I may want to. And in order to do that, what I'll do is I'll simply press Control. I'll select uh, these. I'll press this and this, and I'll click on the primary key. So I have set over here is a compound key, right? Then obviously what I'll do is, let's talk about the next. N8 crew code, as like I just told you, we will simply import this table as it is, like I've done. Let's talk about N18 cabin crew. Let's see what we've done. Let's make this into yes, no, right? This is my N18 crew, cabin crew. So cabin crew, I had the following fields which I've just imported. I've done nothing, just imported it. We can have a look at the design view of this, what we've done over here. as you can see the payroll number. Okay, I can shorten this. Long fields should not be preferred. Payroll number would be preferred. It's not good. So I'll just have the payroll number as my primary key set over here. If I come at N18 airports, I have the flight number, I have the arrival airport code, and the airport name over here. Okay, so this has been linked with my N18 flights, right? Okay, so I've linked in 18 airports with 18 flights. Then I have made another table. Now this is new. This was all available. Okay, nothing new in this. I made another table over here. Okay, this was the arrival airport code and airport name. So with the help of this, okay, airport code and airport name, okay, I made another table out of it where I had the codes and the airport names, right, separately, and this helped me to create a relationship. Now this was I would say the most tricky part that many students did get confused about, that why did we do it. Well, I'll tell you why. The reason being is you did not have any information about the airports. You should have information about the airport as in the code and their airport name. I do have this information over here, but these are not my unique identifications. They are being repeated. Okay, so I could have actually done was displayed make another table out of it. How would I do that? Well, there are multiple ways of doing it. Well, first of the way is, if I want the unique values over here, I'll come into data, I'll come into advanced, I will select the list range from where I want the unique values. Okay, copy to the location, and unique, copy to, where do I want to copy to? I want to copy it over here, and here you go. I get unique values. uh, Let me just delete this. And what I need over here, this is my airport code, right? And I can write over here is airport name. How do we get the airport name? It's equals to v no, VLOOKUP will not work. Again, I can do the same thing. I can use the advanced facility. VLOOKUP will be much more tedious thing to do. Copy the location. Now my list is different. It's not the same one, it's this one. Since they're appearing in the same order, so nothing to worry about. And we're going to copy them from here to here. Okay, yes, just one step down. So here we go, Control X and Control V. Here we go, we have the airport and the airport name. So this is how I imported this table, and I linked this table with my um, right, let's look at the next part. So we've done that. Right, create a report of all the flights to Jakarta, the airport with the code departing between this and this. Do not include these dates. So for this, what we have done is we have actually just added this criteria over here, that the arrival airport code should be CJK, right, as it says over here is CJK, and between 8th January and 23rd January, right? So we get the following output, and you can make a report out of this, right? Export the evidence is portable. You can simply export this as a portable document. Once you exported this in a report, you enter your details, you will have an option of actually exporting this as a PDF or XPS document, right? Okay. Create a report that shows the average flight time to each destination. Do not display the details of each flight. The report shows the average flight time must look like this. Destination and duration. The average flight time. Right. Let me just close this. This is my airport name. Okay, over here, and I have the arrival at. So if I want to find the average time, like the way I've done it over here, hold on, I'll tell you how to do it. Just come to there are two ways of doing it. Well, you can simply come into query wizard, simple query. I can use query 2 summary. I can use from here is the right. I use design, right? Get the average time, right? We can make a report out of it. So in order to do this part, the important thing was create a report that shows the average flight times to each destination. Average flight time to each destination. So we don't have the average flight time destination. So what I did was I basically added the following details: departure on, departure at, arrival at, and I made a new field. Okay, where I said was obviously I'll name it as relevant field. Arrival at plus arrival on minus departure at and departure on, so that I get to know is the duration. So this is my duration. I get the duration, right? Once I do get my duration, what I need to do is I need to create is another query based on my query 3, and over here I need to add is the airport name and the duration total, and I need to group by average, and right, I get the following. So as you can see over here, what I've done is I have used query 3. Okay, in query 3 I had the airport name and I had the duration, and I just told you that I calculate the duration using this method: arrival at, arrival on, add them and subtract them with departure at and departure on. So click on the totals and calculate the average, and you get the average, and then obviously you can create a report of this, right? Then we have is this: create a report for your manager that counts for each crew the number of staff who have traveled to each airport. Uh, the number of staff who have traveled to each airport uh, where the flights were departed before 8th January. Okay, so for this, what will before 8th January, right? What we'll do for this is that as you can see, is we will uh, add the airport name, payroll number, crew code, departure on, and before 2008, 08 January 18. I get this. Now using this, I'll create QA wizard, cross tab. I will use QA4. I need to add in the row is the airport name. I need to add in the column is the crew code, and I need to do is payroll number. I need to count it. Here you go. I get this, and I can create a report of this as well, right? And I have to export this as a PDF document. This chart has been produced for the manager to present to the directors of Air Tawara. It shows the number of times each crew member from crews 1 to 7 flew before this, right? Evaluate this chart. Well, we have to evaluate. First of all, the point is, if I start evaluating, is the point is, you can see there are lots of colors over here that are quite the same. So if I take a printout of this in black and white, many of the users will not know what is the difference between this and this, or for example this and this. So in such a kind of cases, if you really have to use a pie chart, okay, which does not seem to be a very suitable way to display information, um, you should be changing your sector's color, use patterns of different type, use colors of different type, which obviously will be very difficult to choose from a lot of variety over here. Okay, okay. Um, for this, I would prefer using a line graph. A line graph is very good in situations where you have a lot of deviations, such as in this case, right? Describe the relation one-to-one, one-to-many, one-to-many. One-to-one is a relationship between primary and primary. One-to-many is a relationship between primary and foreign. And many-to-many is a relationship between foreign and foreign. You can give this example from above whatever you've created, or probably you can create something of your own as well, right?